Whether you're a mom who is starting a business or undertaking some massive project, today we are going to help you take out the overwhelm, help you figure out where to start, how to keep you from procrastinating, because our first guest today on Your Day with Anna Koyman is Brooke Knaus. She was recently on the season finale of Shark Tank, and she's the creator of the Tucky. I want to make it like musical, like the Snuggie, but the Tucky. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Little jingle here today.
Yeah,
Thanks,
maybe
right?
maybe at the end of the segment we'll come up
why
with
not?
something.
We need one. We need one.
So before we get to your tips on how to just get started when we have a big idea, tell us about the Tucky. What is it?
Sure. Okay, so Tucky is a tool that every woman needs to have in her closet. It just helps you feel better in the clothes that you already have. I'm wearing one right now, for example. I'm wearing one because I wanted to get this tucked in look without adding bulk to my waistband. So if you kind of can take a little look right here, there's no bulk in this skirt. It just is tucked up and under.
So it really accentuates your figure.
100%.
And you want every woman to have one in your closet, kind of like you might have a belt or a bra or some shapewear or something. We all need a Tucky, apparently.
Exactly. We all need a Tucky. And I do kind of put it in that category of shapewear. It is just about feeling great about the body that you have. But this is what it is. It's an elastic band with 2 silicone strips on the inside. And you can make it bigger or smaller just by adjusting it. And then you just wrap it around your waist, fasten it, tuck your shirts up and under, and you are good to go.
Well, tell us too, what was it like to be on Shark Tank? Pretty cool, hey?
Oh my gosh.
Nerve-wracking?
It was, not at all. Walk in the park, so easy. No, it was actually, honestly, one of the most amazing experiences of my whole life. I was a little nervous going into the show that, this is a reality TV show. What if this is a gotcha kind of moment?
Oh, okay,
right?
Good point. Yeah, you're always looking over your shoulder a little bit.
A little bit. And honestly, from start to finish, everybody on that show wants to see you succeed. And to this day, I still communicate with some of the producers, and they want to make sure that you're still doing really, really well. And that's why Shark Tank, I think, is like the best platform for any new business to go on and really have their chance to shine.
Yeah, but you really need to have your elevator pitch ready, which you clearly did and still do. Since going on Shark Tank, what has life been like for you? Because I saw that you sold out almost immediately. You've been on other media platforms. What's that been like?
It's been great. I would say we continue to sell out. The biggest challenge for me has been the inventory battle and learning what it is that we need to have in stock versus what is having too much stock. We're still in the we need more stock stage, but we have about 10,000 more units coming in, which is a really scary number to say out loud. But something I learned from an individual in Charlotte, a business owner who's very successful, having inventory is one of the most important things you can do in business, because if you don't have inventory, a person will walk away and may never look back again, and you've lost that sale.
Yeah, but it's also good to have a wait list too. There's that urgency that's going, oh, what if she sells out again?
Yeah, and that is a whole business model, and I think we've accidentally gotten into that business model, not intentionally, but it's worked out okay so far.
Yeah, well, congratulations that you're doing so well. I love to hear it, and I'm also really excited about you wanting to be a cheerleader for other women and just encouraging moms in particular to just get started. Start messy, but just start. So how do we light that fire under our rear end and turn an idea into reality?
I love that you said the word cheerleader, because that's kind of how I started Tucky in the first place. A good friend of mine, the founder of Block Bags, Carrie Tucker, had launched her business, and we would get on the phone and we'd talk about what she was doing, and she'd get a little down about it, maybe like a little, concerned of, what do I have to do next? And I would get excited for her and bring her back up. And I think that having friends that do that for you is really important, especially as a mom. You need to have someone who's on your team being a bit of a cheerleader. But in terms of starting a business, the hardest thing is just getting started. I think everybody has $1 million idea, and getting that idea out the door is the hardest part because it's the scariest part.
Yeah. Can we overplan? Do you think we can overplan, whether it's a business or whether it's just some massive project we've been assigned at work? Do we just need to get our hands dirty and go?
You just gotta get in there and go. I think the worst thing we can really do is plan too much and think we need to have a business model, an action plan in place, when the reality is, if you can adjust on the fly, you will have the most success.
Yes, okay. Now sometimes doors are gonna slam in our face, doors that we thought were gonna open, doors that seemed open. What do we do? Do we have to find a window and crawl out? What do we do? Recognize that those doors aren't meant for us? What do we do?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in that the universe is primarily on our side. So if a door does not open, it's because it wasn't meant for you right then. It doesn't mean it's not going to open at some point.
Yeah, okay.
We've all had doors close in our faces and felt like that might have been the end of that journey for us, but in reality, it was just postponed a little bit because we were not ready for that door to be opened. I've had that happen with Tucky, and I think it's been a great learning experience for me along the way.
Yeah, and to go from a wantrepreneur into an entrepreneur
Exactly.
and see so much success. Have you ever wanted to quit?
Every
Have you
day.
ever had, yeah, every day.
Every day. I'll tell you, every single day. I think that the hardest thing about doing this with having 2 small children is there's a lot of conflict between, do I spend this time with my children or do I spend this time on Tucky? And that is, that's one of the hardest decisions I have to make every day. But I think that if you think about what you're setting yourself up for in the future, what your children are watching you do, if you can involve them in what you're doing, then you really win on the entire spectrum.
Yeah, well, if you follow her on Instagram and on TikTok, you'll see your kids actually help you pack the orders even sometimes, which I think gets your audience even more attached and involved and really rallying behind your brand. How does it feel to be setting a good example for your kids while you're doing this?
Oh, I love it. I want my children to be entrepreneurs. I do. I have my son now sells pencils for $1 to anyone who walks in our door. It's great. It's a skill set that I think if we can instill in them early, they'll have for the rest of their lives.
Yes. Well, as I was doing some stalking of you before this segment, I noticed that in addition to the Tucky, you now have something called the Stitchy. Is that right? Am I saying that right?
Yes, the Stitchy.
So tell us about what that is as well.
Sure. So the Stitchy is not an invention of my own. I cannot claim it like I can claim the Tucky as my invention, but it's a product that existed and it was being used for a different purpose. I just made it prettier, which I think sometimes if you can just make a product that is used frequently more beautiful, that people will want to see and hold and have in their homes, you've won, and that is the Stitchy. The Stitchy is basically a little tagging gun that allows you to create a tiny little micro stitch in any of your clothing. So right now I'm actually using the Stitchy on this outfit. I don't know if you can tell. Can you kind of guess where maybe I've used it?
It's right here. Is that where
right
you
here.
used it?
Yep. And then also the collar. If you look at the collar, if I were to not have it stitched, it would be totally closed right now, and I would lose that whole V. So if it's open slightly, where I put these 2 stitches, it stays a little bit open.
Right.
It gives me a better look.
Instead of like fashion tape or something that always seems to find a way to sneak out, you use that. And again, that's something that has been all over TikTok with the fashion bloggers and things. You've just made this your own, right? Yeah. How important is it for a business owner, if you're a product or if you sell services, whatever you sell, to nail your first offer before moving on to having a product suite?
I love that. I think that you have to build trust with your audience and with your customers. So if you can nail that first product, they'll trust you to buy future things from you.
Yeah, cool. And before we go, for people who can't relate to being a business owner or wanting to be a small business owner, we've all undertaken projects that we feel like, oh my gosh, how am I going to swim my way out of this one? What advice do you have when it just seems like this is too much? My boss has given me too much to do.
I think taking a deep breath. I think you can step away from any project for a little while and just recenter yourself and come back to it with renewed energy. There's no timeline on anything. No one's keeping score.
Yeah.
So take a deep breath for yourself and then dive back in. That way you won't burn out.
Nice. Yeah, gosh, it just seems like being a mom, the juggle, it's real for everybody, isn't it? It's a crazy season of our life, and what an amazing thing that you have been able to do. Brooke, where can we find out more information about you if people want to check out the Tucky?
Yes, please visit shoptucky.com where we sell all of our products, and we're on all social media at shoptucky is our handle.
Nice, and if you want to see her episode of Shark Tank, she was on the season finale. Da, da, da. So cool. So cool. Thanks so much. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you subscribe to our channel, to Your Day with Anna Koyman, so you can find out when we release our next video. See you next time.